mic is on, and away we go. Today we are going to be filling out the starting grid and the results of the 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix. Now this race happened last Sunday on April 13th of 2025. Today we're going to be going through the standings of the drivers and the constructors, as well as mentioning our fastest lap, our fastest pit stop, our driver of the day, as well as some of the information around the Bahrain circuit. I wanted to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed or liked or commented on my videos. I went live to finish the Mercedes Lego and it was really fun. I think I'm going to do it again, but I just wanted to shout out everyone that has given me support over the past few weeks. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jake, and I love all things open-wheeled racing, including Formula One and IndyCar. And if you are returning, then you know that I like to keep a journal of the free practice 1, 2, and 3 times, as well as qualifying. I did go through all of this in previous videos, and I just felt like it was a lot to continue to write time after time after time. And most of the time, people just want to see the results of the race and the point structure at the end. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to fill out the starting grid, as well as just some of the key features of the race. So I hope that you enjoy this relaxation and cross the finish line into slumber in this whispered results of the Bahrain Grand Prix at the Bahrain International Circuit. Oops. ASMcaR. Now, as you can see here, the first Grand Prix was in 2004. And there is a total of 57 laps. The circuit length is 5.412 kilometers. The race distance is 308.238 kilometers. And the lap record is 1:31.447. And I believe that is, let me see my notes here, that is still the fastest lap in a race as of April 14th, 2025. Here you can see a layout of the track, with this being the starting and stopping point, the finish line. So you come into turn 1 and go all the way around to this hairpin, and then all the way back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 main straightaways that allow DRS zones and just the cars to go as fast as possible. So let's fill out this grid, shall we? In P20th, let me get this set up. In P20th, we have Oliver Behrman with Haas with a time of 1:32.373 for qualifying. In starting 19th, P19 is Lance Stroll with a time of 1:32.283. Moving on to P18, we have Gabriel Bortoleto with a time of 1:32.186. Moving up the grid to P17, we have Liam Lawson with a time of 1:32.165. And then missing Q2 and P16, we had Alex Albon with a time of 1:32.040. So that was your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottom drivers in qualifications. I'm going to make this look a little nicer. Now, if you are wondering where I found this journal on Etsy. This iPad is the iPad Pro, I believe. The 20, I don't remember what version, but it's the 2020 version. I got it during the pandemic. And this is the Apple Pencil 2 with a pen-like tip, so it's easier to write. And then this application is GoodNotes, so this is just a PDF that I'm writing on. Okay, let's go to P15. So the first driver knocked out of Q2 was Nico Hülkenberg. He did not have a time. It was deleted, so there was no time, which made him not advance to the next round. In P14, we had Fernando Alonso with a time of 1:31.886. And then in P13, we had Esteban Ocon. And he did not finish as he crashed out in P2. In P12, we had Isaac Hadjar with a time of 1:31.271. And then in P11, we had Jack Doohan. And Jack had a time of 1:31.245. Advancing into Q3, the lowest time was Yuki Tsunoda in P10 with a time of 1:31.303. In P9, we had Lewis Hamilton with a time of 1:30.772. moving up the grid to P8, we had Carlos Sainz. And Carlos had a time of 1:30.680. Just above him in P7, we had Max Verstappen with a time of 1:30.423. And then above him was Lando Norris. Both Lando and Max had pretty disappointing qualification times based off of their previous record. And we had Lando with 1:30.267. Rounding out your top five, we had P5 Pierre Gasly with a time of 1:30.216. And then P4, just beating Gasly, was Kimi Antonelli, a rookie, 18 years old, with a time of 1:30.213. P3 on the grid, we had Charles Leclerc with a time. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. Leclerc would love to be P1. He's been P1 multiple times, but not this race. Charles Leclerc at a time of 1:30.175. P2, we had George Russell with a time of 1:30.009. And our pole position holder was Oscar Piastri with a time of 1:29.841. So this was our pole sitter because he had the fastest time in qualifications. So we had Oscar with McLaren P1 and Norris in P6, Russell P2 and Antonelli P4, Leclerc with Ferrari in P3, with Hamilton in P9. P5 was Pierre Gasly with Alpine, with Jack Doohan in P11. P6 was Norris, like I said before, Verstappen with Red Bull P7, and Tsunoda was in 10th, P10. And then Carlos Sainz P8 with Williams, and Alex Albon in P16, not making it past Q1. We said that Hamilton was P9, Tsunoda was P10, Doohan was P11. Hadjar with Racing Bulls, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls was P12, and Lawson was P17. We had Ocon in P13 with Haas and Behrman in P20 with Haas as well. Fernando Alonso with Aston Martin was P14, and Stroll was P19. Hulkenberg was P15 with Kick Sauber, and Bortoleto was P18. We said Albon was 16, Lawson 17, 18 Bortoleto, 19 Lance Stroll, and 20th Ollie Behrman. Now, our fastest lap of the day was Oscar Piastri with McLaren. I'm going to make this bigger. Oscar lap time of 1:35.140. Our fastest pit stop was Lewis Hamilton in Ferrari. And I believe his time was I think it was 2.16 seconds. The driver of the day was also Lewis Hamilton, which I said on our podcast that it's like a popularity contest, and not that I thought that Hamilton didn't deserve recognition, but out of all of the drivers that day, I think Oscar probably was, I don't know, a little bit more deserving of driver of the day, or Kimi Antonelli, who had such a great race and overtook Max Verstappen. But love Lewis Hamilton, happy that he won driver of the day. Okay, let's get into these results. So in the last place, who was actually disqualified, so this is why they're P20, it was Nico Hulkenberg. I'm going to make this bigger. Nico Hulkenberg. P19, we had Carlos Sainz. Who did not finish because Yuki ran into him. So I'm not very pleased with Yuki. P18, we had Gabriel Bortoleto. Scoring 0 points. Actually, we'll do the points later, but yeah, he scored 0 points. P17, we had Lance Stroll. And 16th place, we had Liam Lawson with V-Carb, Visa Cash App, Racing Bulls. In P15, we had Fernando Alonso. And in 14th, we had Jack Doohan. P13, we had Isaac Ashar. With Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. In P12, we had Alex Albon. P11, we had Kimi Antonelli. Such a great race from Kimi, but unfortunately, from strategy and the way the safety car happened, he didn't make any points this race. P10. Sorry. Yeah, P10 was Ollie Behrman. Who scored points for Haas. P9, we had Yuki Tsunoda, who was on my shit list. P8, we had Esteban Ocon. P7, we had Pierre Gasly. P6, we had Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion. P4 we had Charles Leclerc. P3 was Lando Norris. P2 with Mercedes was George Russell. And winning the Bahrain Grand Prix 2025 was the man from Melbourne, Oscar Piastri. So there's your finishing positions. Now, scoring points this race. We had Oscar with 25. I'm going to have to look. It's 25, 18, 15. I'm going to copy these. So Oscar had 25 points. George Russell gained 18 points. Then 15 for Orlando, 12 for Charles, 10 for Lewis, 8 for Max. Pierre Gasly scored 6. Esteban Ocon 4, Yuki 2, and Ali 1. And then the rest scored 0. So it's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then it goes up by 3. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Is that right? 18. Is that right? Yeah. And then the rest scoring 0. So poor poor Kimmy just missed out on points. Now, here we are with our standings. Let's start with the drivers. In the last place, well, it's not really last place, it's just kind of like it's last place. No points. We have Gabriel Bortoletto. We have Fernando Alonso. We have Jack Doohan. Who else do we have without points? I'm going to take a peek real quick. Oh, of course, Liam Lawson. I didn't want to ruin it for you, but I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Okay. Then we have Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz scoring 1 point for Williams. P15 we have Isaac Hajar with Racing Bulls, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls with 4 points. In 14th spot, we have Yuki Tsunoda. Scoring points for Red Bull with a total of 5 points. And then we have a 3-way tie for 13th, 12th, and 11th with Ollie Behrman and Haas with 6 points. Nico Hulkenberg with 6 points. And Pierre Gasly with 6 points. Now for our top 10, we have Lance Stroll with 10 points. For Alpine, 9th place we have Esteban Ocon with a total of 14 points, led by Alex Albon with 18 points. P7 in the championship, we have Lewis Hamilton, which is ironic. He has 7 world championships with a total of 25 points. And then Kimi Antonelli, the man who replaced him at Mercedes, with a total of 30 points. P5, we have Charles Leclerc with Ferrari and 32 points. P4, we have George Russell with Mercedes, and he has a total of 63 points. In P3, we have Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion with Red Bull, and Max has a total of 69 points. And then our top 2 drivers, both from McLaren. We have 2 number 1 drivers, according to Zach Brown. But based on the points, in P2 we have Oscar Piastri with a total of 74 points. And our world champion, presumptively, to this point in time, this is only race 4, but our leader in the world championship contention currently is Lando Norris with a total of 77 points. So as you can see here, this is not a very big lead. We are 3 points between our top 2 drivers, and they're both for the same team. So as the season progresses, we're going to see a little bit of contention, I'm sure, from McLaren and how they manage their 2 number 1 drivers. Let's go into our teams and see where our constructors are sitting. In last place, we have Kick Sauber. And they have a total of 6 points. Tied for last place is Alpine, who finally scored some points this weekend with a total of 6 points as well. Next, we have Visa Cash App. You know what? I'm just going to write Racing Bulls. And they have a total of 7 points. I need to charge my iPad. Next above them is Aston Martin. And they have a total of 10 points. We have Williams in 6th place currently. The team of Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz with a total of 19 points. P5, we have Haas, which is a big surprise, with a total of 20 points currently. P4, we have Ferrari this season from what they were expected to do, but still 57 points. And then P3 we have Red Bull Racing. And they have a total of 71 points. P2 we have Mercedes with a total of 93 points. And then our constructors leading team is McLaren with a nice margin of 151 points total. So all teams on the grid now have points. Not all drivers, Lawson, Doohan, and Alonso and Bortoleto still are lacking in points. We have Lando Norris leading with 77 points, and McLaren leading with 151 points. We had Oscar winning, gaining 25 points, also coming from a pole position, and also leading the fastest lap with a time of 1:35.140. Our fastest pit stop was Lewis Hamilton with a time of 2.16 seconds. And our driver of the day was also Lewis Hamilton. This was the 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix on April 13th, 2025. I hope if you watched the race you had a good time seeing cars overtake and a lot more action than Suzuka. It was a very enjoyable race for me to watch, and I'm glad that I got to spend some time with you today to go over the results of the 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix. I hope you're able to cross that finish line into some deep relaxation. Until next time.